Good morning, this is Dr. Lou, and I'm going to take you through the process of digestion. So from the moment that you decide what you want to eat, you're using your brain. Your brain is going to tell you that you want to have spaghetti and meatballs, and you're going to have to go to the store to buy those spaghetti and meatballs, or the ingredients to make the meatballs. You're going to do all of that stuff, which is a function of your brain, and driving to the store and getting home and making all of the food is a function of your nervous system and brain's ability to control your body to get this stuff done. It's all done by your brain through the mechanisms of your brain's communication. When you lift your fork to your mouth, the brains are sending signals without you even having to really think about it to your arm to lift the fork to your mouth to insert the spaghetti. You will chew, which is a function of your brain controlling your mouth. Saliva and other enzymes and fluids will start to flow within your body that are controlled by your brain, down through your spinal cord, out through the spinal nerves, controlled by all of this neurological activity to produce just the right amount of enzymes and digestive secretions and other things that are needed to process and get the energy and the nutrients out of your spaghetti. You will swallow the food after chewing it, which is a function of your brain telling your body to swallow. The food will drop down into your stomach and it will be partially digested by the acid and secretions of the stomach, all of which were controlled by your brain, processed by your brain based on what you were eating. You eat spaghetti and your brain knows exactly what it needs to produce to digest the spaghetti. Contractions and movements within the stomach help to churn things up, and on through the small intestines the remainder of the food goes. At which time the intestines will absorb and secrete and move in the perfect way to digest your spaghetti and meatballs, all of which are a function of your brain, communicating down to the small intestines and large intestines through the spinal cord and the nervous system. As the food becomes totally processed, all of the nutrients have been sucked right out of the food and put to good use through different processes in the body that are controlled by the brain. Your nervous system will start to prepare your body for the final elimination process of what you have eaten. That too is a function of your brain. When you go to the bathroom, that's your brain controlling your body's functions through the spinal cord and peripheral nerves of the nervous system. And when you flush that toilet, it is also a function of your brain controlling your arm to depress the handle on the toilet. The entire process, from start to finish, making up your mind to have spaghetti and meatballs, all the way to flushing the toilet, is a function of the brain communicating through a nervous system that is composed of the brain, the spinal cord, and the peripheral nerves. If that mechanism, if that communication superhighway between your brain and all of those organs and functions and cells and secreting organs are not working properly, this process is going to be inefficient, incomplete, and you will not get the nutrients out of the food. You will expend more energy than you need to. You will essentially be wasting potential. And that compromises the nervous system communication superhighway is most often because of spinal compression where the bones are misaligned and lead to nerve compression, inflammation in and around the joints of the spine, and tension, inflammation, and irritation to the soft tissue in and around the spine. We call this subluxation, misalignment that leads to nerve irritation and dysfunction in whatever those nerves control. If you have subluxation, you are living less than an optimal life. Your spinal health and hygiene may be compromised, and you may wake up one day and say, ooh, wow, why am I so screwed up? And it's because the system that controls everything was not properly maintained. The only way to maintain that system at the level of the spine where subluxation is identified by a chiropractor is to be adjusted, and to be adjusted consistently over time to keep your spine and nervous system healthy. There is no other specialist but the chiropractor that involves themselves entirely in the health of the spine and the nervous system and the interaction between those two. Like digestion, any other process in the body is just like this one. And I'll highlight some more just in case you forget it. But every function is controlled by the nervous system, and every function should be as perfect as possible for the most perfect life. If you have any questions, post them below. This information is to try to help you to understand how your body works a little bit better and what to do to preserve it over time. All my best. It's a pleasure to serve you. Have a wonderful day.